And Wildcat Volleyball is on the air from St. Paul on TJSportsOnline.net. Matt Nelson back with you from St. Paul tonight. Non-conference action as St. Catherine University and their Wildcats at 8-12 on the season, 1-6 in the MIEC. Host Northland College, the LumberJills, in town for non-conference tilt a little bit earlier ahead of schedule. A 6 o'clock first serve tonight to accommodate the road trip back to Ashland, Wisconsin. For the LumberJills, 6-14 on the season, 3-8 in the UMAC. Matt Nelson alongside of Tom Witchens in the building. Our engineer tonight is Glenn Thompson. They're enjoying themselves some dinner here with this early start. And a reminder that tonight's broadcast is a presentation of St. Catherine University and produced by TJ Broadcast Services. Our website, TJSportsOnline.net. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you by Twin Cities Orthopedics, Universal Athletics, Northfield Lines, Midwest Vending, Best Western in Bloomington, Cone Elevators and Escalators, Klein Nissan, U.S. Bank, Jimmy John's, Loeffler Business Solutions, McGough Construction, Shapco Printing, the Hickey Family, Eckberg and Lammers, Attorneys at Law, the DLR Group, Daddy and Gardner, Attorneys at Law, E&E Masonry, the Newman Family, Becker Floors, ProTech Design, and Munchies Frozen Yogurt. New supporters this season as well include Goodmanson Construction, the Opus Group, People's Electric Co-op, and the Ryan Company. Tonight, Friday the 13th, I suppose, in October. That makes this a spooky edition of Wildcat Volleyball. Spooky Friday the... No spookier than any other day here with you. Everything we do up here is spooky. TJSportsOnline.net. This is the fourth time, Glenn, in the last 20 years that Friday the 13th will fall in October. The other three occurrences happened in 1995, 2000, and 2006. However, Friday the 13th won't be happening again in October for a while after today. It won't come around again until 2023. What do you think of that action? Did I just hear you have some suspicions on whether or not you'll still be on this side in 2023? I would bet that you will be. I would bet that you will be if I was a betting man. The volleyball team, they did play on Friday the 13th in October of 2006. The Wildcats lost 3-0 to Hamlin that night, despite playing one of their better matches of that season after losing the opening set 30-10. That's so far back that they played the sets to 30 back in 2006. St. Kate's nearly took the next two to force a fourth and fifth set. Unfortunately, the Wildcats fell 30-21 in set two and 31-29 in the third. So you have to go all the way back to 2006, the last time the Wildcats played on Friday the 13th. What do you think of that action? That's a stat that matters not, but is interesting to my small brain. Yeah, that's right, and here we are. Well, the fourth time in 20 years. In 1995, I would have been 8. 2000, I would have been 13. And 2006, a sophomore back at the University of Minnesota. But here we are. It's 2017. It's Wildcats and LumberJills. It's on TJSportsOnline.net. And right now it's time to honor America with the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Let's go downstairs. Then when we bring it back upstairs, Jills and Cats here in St. Paul. Let's honor America first.
St. Catherine University Wildcat. At this time, please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
bring you back upstairs here tonight on a Friday night, 6 o'clock Central Time, first serve. We're glad you can join us for some non-conference volleyball. The Wildcats, they hit a speed bump in Wednesday night's match against St. Olaf. The Wildcats saw their winning streak snapped on Wednesday with a 3-0 sweep. They fell at the hands of the Olies of St. Olaf in MIAC play on Friday. Tonight, the Wildcats look to get back on the winning track. This non-conference match against Northland. The LumberJills come into tonight's match with a 6-14 record, while the Wildcats are 8-12 overall and hold a 1-6 mark in MIAC play. But I mentioned earlier, this isn't just another non-conference match for St. Kate's. The Wildcats are hosting Fright Night in honor of Friday the 13th. While Jason and various other monsters won't be making the trip to the Butler Center, fans tonight we're encouraged to come early. They get water bottles, and I know there are some in their costumes as well. Glenn and Tom deciding not to wear their costumes. Thank heavens for that. But maybe next time. It's been, as I mentioned, since 2006 that the Wildcats played on a Friday the 13th in volleyball, and here we are tonight. Northland College and the LumberJills. Kim Falkenhagen is their head coach. She's in her 5th season, and this team has really been paced by the offensive play of Bethany Best. The senior is out of Cable, Wisconsin. She stayed in her home state to play for Northland College, and the LumberJills out of Ashland. She's averaging just under 2.25 kills per set. Along with her, Justine Litherland, the freshman. She came all the way from Albuquerque, New Mexico, to play her collegiate volleyball at Northland College. It's a geographically diverse roster when you look at it. Minnesota and Wisconsin represented, obviously, but also mixed in there. You've got Las Vegas, Cedar Rapids, East Aurora, New York. I mentioned Albuquerque, Hancock, Michigan. So a little bit all over the place, whereas the Wildcats roster lends itself to more Minnesota and Wisconsin. Should be a good non-conference match here tonight in St. Paul. If you're joining us, welcome. Matt Nelson along with you for tonight's Wildcats and LumberJills matchup. A reminder to check out Universal Athletics. Their team has been taking care of athletes since 1971. They've dedicated their heart and soul to the support of sports, fitness, and health programs in schools and communities. Let them put their know-how into doing just that, fueling the dreams of athletes. It's Universal Athletics since all the way back in 1971, a proud supporter of Wildcat Athletics. Glenn Thompson is our engineer tonight. Who else? The legend. Last time it was his birthday. He's back for more. Tom Witchen is in the house enjoying some dinner here. Surprisingly, maybe it would be to the surprise of no one, our two engineers tonight, which sounds like the start of a bad joke. How many engineers does it take to do a volleyball match? Tonight's answer is 2. Well fed, and I sit here with a bottle of water and not much else other than that. So I'm bitter about that. No, I can't. It's too late. Now they're offering up the food. Now it's time to play some volleyball. It's too late. That's what do you call it when you know you're going to give away a gift that you know you never have to really give? A kill for the Wildcats to open things up. It's Mackenzie Pepper, a 1-0 lead. Wildcats score first here in set number 1. Pepper, great season for the junior out of Osceola, Wisconsin. 2.5 kills per set and a .213 hitting percentage. It's Nelson back to serve. This one worked ahead. Poor pass and a free ball that Pepper couldn't put down. Now the LumberJills try the right side. That time it was blocked. That was Litherland's first try. There's a tip shot left side, and it's Bethany Best scoring the kill. Best, the senior out of Cable, Wisconsin, I mentioned, leading the way kills-wise with 2.22 kills per set. Right on her heels is Camille Eastburn out of Cedar Rapids, 2.21 kills per set. One apiece here in sets 1. Schwarzrock sets left side, and it's a kill for Peyton Baker, the junior out of Forest Lake, has her first. Baker, great two-way player, 1.5 kills per set, more than 2 digs per set as well, and a 130 hitting percentage. Todd Nelson, first-year head coach for St. Kate's and the Wildcats. He sends Kelly Brewer back to the service line. They'll set right side. The swing there for Best, and Best scores yet again. Best has her second kill, and we're all tied up at 2 apiece. On paper, these two teams with similar marks, 6-14 for Northland, St. Kate's at 8-12. So you would think that this is probably going to be a close match. As Nelson passes ahead for Schwarzrock, who has to dive for it. Baker attacks, and she's going to have the kill. It was chased down by Severson at the last moment as it came flying off of the hands of Galtieri, a junior out of Las Vegas, Centennial High School. A pair of players from Centennial High School, Hitchcock and Galtieri. They'll set left side, Northland. That was Eastburn on the try, dug out nicely by St. Kate's. Now Baker attacks, again right side this time. It's Kaleo, dug out by Kish, and the Wildcats find the mark in the back row, so it's dug out, and the LumberJills decided to let that one fall. Galtieri was in the neighborhood. She thought it was going to be out. Officials said it was in, so the Wildcats have a 4-2 lead. Newman, the southpaw, back to serve, and she's got an ace. Newman has the first service ace of the night for either team. Severson was handcuffed. A libero for Northland, and this time jumping in front of her was Eastburn, who will take a rip at it off the left side. It was dug out easily out of that back row by Nelson. They'll set right side, good dig, Galtieri back row, and bumped over. Wildcats should have a good look at it. Newman sets right side, and an easy kill for Libby Cruiser. Early, Northland having difficulty getting the block set up. Wildcats are getting a lot of clean looks, and they lead at 6-2. Cruiser has her first kill. She averages just under 2 kills per set. Wildcats leading the MIAC in service aces as Eastburn sets her feet and fires a roll shot. Kish is there to dig it out. Here comes Baker swinging away left side. That was dug out of the back row. Now Eastburn again, roll shot. Kish digs it out. Overpass nearly put down out of the middle by Northland, but the Wildcats were there to dig it out. Galtieri will get it ahead for Eastburn, and she'll roll it right into the net. A hitting error for Eastburn makes the Wildcat lead 5 points. It's 7-2. That time a missed opportunity. Huzi in the middle couldn't put it down, and this one's going to come up short. This is going to be an ace. It's all St. Kate's early. The service ace for Newman. 6-0 run for St. Kate's. They lead at 8-2 here in set number 1. Newman serves. Wobbly knuckling serve, and she's got an ace. Severson couldn't handle Newman. The third ace for Newman. A 6-0 run. Check that, a 7-0 run for St. Kate's, and it forces a Northland College timeout. Let's do the same. You're listening to Wildcat Volleyball on TJSportsOnline.net. Good start for St. Kate's as we welcome you back into the Butler Center in St. Paul. A 9-2 lead in the first set, and right now the service game of Emily Newman really has Northland on their heels. That back row of Galtieri, along with Severson, has not been able to handle the service game of Newman. We've seen her go with power, and we've also seen that knuckling, flat-footed serve, both really giving Northland some trouble. Their 2 kills right now coming from Bethany Best. They're the only 2 kills of the match right now up until this point for the LumberJills. Good start for St. Kate's, in control. This time bumped over on second contact by Kaleo, and her first kill for the right side, sophomore out of Hancock, Michigan. Taylor Wiegert, freshman out of Brightstown, Wisconsin. She'll come in and she's going to go to that jump serve. We don't see a lot of that in Division III, and that one's going to fly long. So that serve, good looking rip at it by Wiegert. It's out of bounds. It's a service error, the first of the night for Northland, the first of the night for either team, and it's a 10-3 lead for St. Kate's with Osseth back at the service line. 2.5 digs per set this season for Osseth. This is a much better pass and a Right side set for Mokamba, dug out of the back row. Now Newman sets Nelson left side. That was blocked, turned away. Flatness was there to scrape it up. Now Newman for Nelson again, and she scores it. Again, Galtieri backs off. She's a little crossed up about where she is on the floor. That's the second time that she's let a ball fall at her feet, and it's fallen in. Nelson scores her first kill. It's 11-3. Still Osseth at the service line. Top spinning serve. Galtieri works it ahead for Wiegert. She'll set right side where it was tapped over. Easily dug out by St. Kate's, and Flatness gets in on the action. Quick set Newman for Flatness in the middle of the floor. Her first kill. The lead is 9. A 10-1 run right now for St. Kate's. We were tied at 2 apiece, and a service error will let Northland off of the hook. Sigh of relief from the LumberJill bench. The first service error of the night for St. Kate's against the 3 service aces. And Severson will go back to the line to serve. Right out of the middle of the floor. Osseth, not her best pass for Newman, but she's able to pop it up for Cruiser, who sends it dug out by Wiegert. Mokama set it up, and it was swatted out of bounds. A hitting error pushes the Wildcat lead back to 9. They'll send Kish back to the service line. Freshman doing the setting right now. Wiegert for Northland. But the serve-receive game has not been tight for Northland. Over on second contact goes Wiegert. Couple of Wildcats there to dig it out. It was Cruiser and Osseth. Kish bumps it out of the back row. Northland sets middle. Litherland was turned away, and it's a block for St. Kate's. It's a block for Brewer and Nelson. First block of the night for either team. The lead is double digits. It's a 14-4 lead for St. Kate's here in the first set. It's a better pass for Wiegert into the middle, and a kill there for Litherland. Litherland, mentioned earlier, out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. She's having a good season. Leads the team in aces with 21 of them. 1.7 kills percent, and a .219 hitting percentage out of the middle, which is very robust. Wildcats score, and they'll be content to trade point for point with Northland right now. Their lead is 10. It's 15-5. Very lopsided early in St. Paul. Schwarzrock back in. She'll do the setting. Newman back to the bench, and Schwarzrock, a tough server in her own regard, fires a top-spinning jump serve that Mokamba has to chase down, and Northland just has to bump it over. This is going to be a roll shot by Nelson out of the back row. Dug out and tapped over on second contact by the LumberJills. Nelson blocked. She kept it alive, and in the net was called against Northland College. So the LumberJills go into the net, and it is 16-5, and the LumberJills forced to take a timeout as the Wildcats are pounding away here in set number 1. Klein Nissan, your home for new and used Nissans, serving the entire Twin Cities area from Maplewood. And when your new or used vehicle needs auto service or car repair, visit them at 3090 Highway 61 North. Klein Nissan, thanks for letting us prove our passion and dedication to the Nissan brand. 16-5 Wildcats, set number 1. Well, the next time you're in the Twin Cities for shopping, sports, visiting, or that weekend getaway, why not stay at the Best Western Plus Bloomington Hotel right out there by the Mall of America. They're right across Killebrew Drive, in fact, from MOA. Their professional staff specializes in true hospitality, gorgeous decor throughout, and the best in-house dining at the Red Rosa Italian Grill. BestWesternBloomington.com for more details. That sounds good on a Friday night. That great restaurant out there, the Red Rosa. And Pepper, out of the timeout, scores her second kill and pushes the Wildcat lead to 12. Wildcats have dominated right from the get-go. We were tied at 2-2. Since then, a 15-3 run for St. Kate's as Wiegert has to go all the way back to chase this one down. Eastburn roll shot on the back row. That's dug out. Schwarzrock for Pepper, and she scores back-to-back points. McKenzie has 3 kills tonight, and it's 18-5. Best had 2 kills early. Since then, Northland hasn't had a chance to get her involved. They set the middle again, and that time it was smothered. Oh, it was blocked. Litherland was blocked, and Nelson and Brewer in on the block. Second of the night for the Wildcats. They lead at 19-5. Schwarzrock still at the service line. She powers one away. Malkama did well just to work it ahead. They'll set Best left side, and good shot by Best as Osseth couldn't handle Best, who hits a heavy ball. The senior has her 3rd kill. It's 19-6. St. Kate's leading. Mackenzie Pepper, the only member of St. Kate's to play in all 72 sets this season. Pepper has started every match for St. Kate's and leads the team in almost every offensive category. And she's back to work tonight. That time Brewer was blocked. First block of the night for Northland. It was Best and Litherland in on the block. 19-7 new score, set 1. Anna Hitchcock in and firing away. Schwarzrock back sets the right side. Brewer stumbled but got a good swing at it. Here comes Best left side. She was blocked easily. Pepper and Brewer. Brewer in on her 3rd block of the night. It's 20-7. Good showing so far from Brewer, who also leads the team in aces. Right now, though, it's Nelson back to the service line. Nelson, another one of those good two-way players that Todd Nelson has. 1.5 kills per set and 2.6 digs per set as well. And at that time, it's going to be a carry whistle against Hannah Hitchcock, the junior out of Las Vegas. 5.5 assists per set, getting her first extended action of this first set, and that time she was called for the carry. 21-7 the score. Wildcats on top. That pass set tightly to the net, and Hitchcock ran into it. Hitchcock did well, just tried to run up and squeeze that ball over the net, as it wasn't a great pass. Serve receive from Eastburn. With the whistles blowing, it's another freebie for St. Kate's. Nelson still at the service line. They're giving, and this is going to be another ace as Hitchcock collided with Kaleo. 4th service ace of the night for St. Kate's, and the tough serving of St. Kate's is just absolutely giving Northland fits. 23-7. Still Nelson there. Just a knuckling serve popped straight up by Severson. Northland can't buy a good pass right now. This one is a hitting error wide by Eastburn, and it's set point 24-7. St. Kate's looking to lock up a set that they've dominated, but that'll have to wait as Nelson misfires into the net. Service error makes it 24-8. LumberJills send Litherland back to the service line, and right now, the name of the game, they know that this first set's going to go St. Kate's, but you're just trying to find a little momentum that you can take into the second set with you. Hitchcock sets Best left side, and she comes up short. Hitting error for Best, although she was their best option in the first set. That time she comes up short, and that puts a bow on the first set. St. Kate's dominates, and they win the first set 25-8. Great start for St. Kate's on their home floor. Cone US provides industry-leading elevators, escalators, auto walks, and innovative solutions for sustainable maintenance and modernization. Call their customer care center at 877-276-8691 to find their nearest office. Wildcats win the first set 25-8, and you're listening to St. Kate's Sports on tjsportsonline.net. Off to the second set we go from St. Paul. Matt Nelson back with you alongside of engineer Glenn Thompson and Tom Witchin. First set is in the books. The Wildcats win it 25-8. They outblocked Northland 3-1 and were led along the way by Mackenzie Pepper and her 3 kills. The Wildcats had 10 kills on 21 tries. They hit 429, a very robust, healthy 429 in that first set. Northland, meanwhile, was led by Best and her 3 kills. Litherland had 1 and Kaleo had 1 as well. 5 kills on 25 tries, good for a negative 120 hitting percentage. So pretty abysmal start for Northland, and the Wildcats waltz their way to a first set victory of 25-8. Take a look at the MIAC volleyball standings right now. It's remains a conference of the haves and have-nots, which is kind of the pattern we saw forming when we spoke a few weeks ago. Carleton, who the Wildcats host a week from tonight, they kind of are the exception to the rule. They're hovering right around 500. Outside of that, you've got at the bottom of the conference in the cellar, Hamlin and McAllister. They're both 0-7. St. Kate's and Concordia just a notch above them at 1-6 and 2-5. And then Carleton, that match here next Friday, that could be a good one. Right now they're 3-4 in the conference. Schwarzrock forces yet another poor pass that Severson has to chase down. And right in system we go with Flatness scoring the first point in the second set. So working backwards to forwards from 0-7 to 3-4, you've got McAllister, Hamlin, St. Kate's, Concordia, and then Carleton. And then the top half of this conference right now, you've got St. Olaf and Bethel duking it out for that final playoff spot as Wildcats leading 1-0. Schwarzrock will set Kruger, who takes a big leap forward. And somehow Northland was able to send that one back over. Cruiser attacks yet again, got it through the block. It was dug out by Eastburn, and there's a Wildcat block as they deny Best the opportunity. Flatness and Pepper in on the block. That is the 4th block of the night for St. Kate's and the first in this 2-0 set. Schwarzrock's serve goes long this time. It's an error. 3rd of the night for St. Kate's. It's 2-1 here. So leading the way right now, you've got Bethel at 6-1. They're 20-3 overall, 6-1 in MIAC play. Right on their heels, Augsburg and St. Thomas, both 5-1, and there's an ace. First of the night for Northland. Litherland scores the ace, falling at the feet of a couple of diving Wildcats. It ties it at 2 apiece. We were tied at 2-2 in the first set, and then the Wildcats ran away and never looked back. Here comes Pepper on a very nice pass, and it's chased down by Mokamba, but it comes up short of the net. It was a decent dig by Nora Hagen, who was there. She was in the right spot, got a little bit too much on the pass. Mokamba chased it down, but it fell down into the net. So Augsburg and St. Thomas right now a 2-way tie for 2nd place, then a 3-way tie for 3rd place. St. Ben's, St. Mary's, and St. Olaf all clustered at 5-2. There's still a lot to be decided in this regular season in the MIAC when you look ahead for playoff seeding. Good night so far for Flatness. In the middle, Hannah has her 3rd kill. A 4-2 lead for St. Kate's as they go back-to-back with Cruiser at the service line. Big deep breath, and she fires away. Good pass ahead for Hitchcock. Nice tall set for Mokamba, dug out nicely by the Wildcats, who set their left side. Brownlee was dug out by Northland. Now a tip shot, and nicely done by the senior Bethany Best. You know, that's one thing when you see a senior player like Best. They don't just come at you with one shot. They can go side to side, work both sides of the floor, and then like you saw there, for the most part, they can go to that tip shot. Altieri back in and serving, and she's got an ace. Altieri, the 2nd ace of the night for Northland College. And it's tied 4-4. Both teams with their full complement of timeouts here tonight. Brownlee will get a crack at it after she dug out the serve. Mokamba back for Severson. That's handled. And now a right side try for Pepper. And she missed long. Good no touch at the net by Northland. Had the block there. Pepper tried to go over it and missed long. So Galtieri, a nice little 3-0 run at the service line as Northland has taken the lead 5-4 in this second set. And another ace. Altieri, her second on this trip to the service line. A 6-4 lead for Northland. And I believe a 4-0 run here as well with Altieri at the service line. Beauty of a pass by Kish. Here comes Brownlee, who scores it nicely. Bailey Brownlee puts an end to the Northland run with a powerful kill, and it's 6-5. The only two teams earning rankings in the latest AVCA poll out of the MIAC, Gustavus and St. Thomas. Wildcats trying to notch this thing up at 6 here in the second set as Hitchcock sets left side. That's dug out by Offset. Here comes Brownlee again. Tip shot. That was hit twice by Mokamba. The officials missed the call, but Brownlee will come up and get another shot at it. She'll just tip it on over the block. Mokamba, high set left side, turned away, and in the net's called against Northland, as that set definitely led Hagen tightly to the net. She stayed home to play her college ball. Nora Hagen, freshman, grew up in Ashland, Wisconsin. Stayed home to play at the Kendrigan Center. 6-6, your new score. We're all tied up. Roll shot out of the back row. Severson, that's long. The Wildcats go on a 3-0 run to reclaim the lead at 7-6. Hitchcock tried to set right side and gave Mokamba no choice but to hit it right into the antenna. That's set tight to the antenna. Mokamba had nowhere to put it, and it's an 8-6 lead for St. Kate's. Lots of non-conference action going on in the MIAC tonight on this Friday night. As we look ahead to a busy weekend in volleyball, Mokamba was blocked, and they're going to say it was short. Wildcats, we'll give them credit for a block. They're fifth. They lead at 9-6. Exclusively non-conference action. No conference play going on tonight. Bethel is on the road there in Naperville, Illinois at the North Central tournament. Bethel playing Central Iowa tonight. As Kish will set right side for Pepper. Okamba there to dig that one out. Now Hitchcock for Hagen. Kish was there, willing and ready. Schwarzrock sets left side. And, whoa, nice looking block that time. Okamba was there. Second block of the night for Northland as they slapped the handcuffs on Bailey Brownlee on that one. 9-7, the score in this second set. Brownlee tries it again, and she's blocked for the second time in a row. That time it was Hitchcock and Kuzi. So Central Iowa hosting Bethel tonight at the North Central tournament. As a service error for Northland, their second of the night, makes it 10-8. The Wildcats are the first to double digits. Bethel, they're at that same Naperville, Illinois tournament. Tonight they're playing Nebraska Wesleyan. So that's a busy tournament in Naperville, Illinois, and a service ace for St. Kate's. That's their fifth of the night, remarkably, here early in set number 2. It's the fifth service ace, and this one belongs to Brooke Benning. Benning with the Wildcats leading by 3. He's got another one. Mokama couldn't handle it. It's the sixth ace of the night for St. Kate's. Wildcats number 1 in the MIAC in aces and aces per set. They're averaging 0.5, so a half an ace per set. And 34 aces leads all of the MIAC. 3 in a row! Benning with 3 straight aces. Northland with no answer for these tough serves. And right now they're going to let him play it out. No timeout from the LumberJill bench. Short serve. Hop straight up for Hitchcock. She'll set right side, and that's going to be out of bounds for Kuzi. Meanwhile, elsewhere around the conference, Concordia on the road. They're playing Minnesota Morris tonight. Cobbers and Minnesota Morris. St. Mary's there in St. Paul taking on Northwestern. And Martin Luther Carleton is playing host to them. So all kinds of non-conference volleyball going on tonight. Northland breaks that long St. Kate's run And the new score is 14-9 here in the second set. St. Kate's 8-12, and they'll be off for a full week. Their next match will be here Friday night against Carleton, and then the next day against Hamlin, 7 and 3 o'clock first serves respectively for those two matches. We're going to call it Carey against Schwarzrock, as that one led her tight to the net. She tried to get it back to Erin Tebben, wasn't able to do that. Seeing some more seldom used players for St. Kate's here as Tebben attacks and scores. Nicely done. Erin Tebben went way up for it and killed it. The freshman out of New London, Minnesota, 5'10" middle blocker, good-looking young player. Hasn't frequently been used in conference play, but getting a good opportunity here tonight against Northland with the Wildcats up 15-10. Same goes for Brownlee, who's getting a little bit more work in the rotation. Schwarzrock sets left side. Cruiser attacks. That's dug out by Galtieri. Tipped over by Hitchcock on second contact. Kept alive and ripped out of the middle by Tebben. Now Northland will try it left side. That's dug out by Brownlee. Good rally, and a whistle's going to kill it. We haven't had a lot of really good rallies back and forth, and that one was kind of shaping up to be a better rally, and then the officials killed it dead and gave the point to Northland. So 15-11 now in set number 2. Eastburn back to serve. Kish, good pass for Schwarzrock. She'll set Cruiser left side. Goes with the tip shot. Mokambo was there to dig it out for Northland. Now another tip shot going the other way. Kept alive and sent back over. Nicely done by Schwarzrock. Both teams playing with a little bit more energy than we saw. That's out of bounds. No touch at the net. And it's a point for the Wildcats, 16-11. Don't know what spurred that on, but there's been a little uptick in energy on the floor. Both teams seem to be warmed up now and playing with a little bit more bounce in their step. Very, very slow action earlier on in this match. Tebben serving. There's a block as Litherland was turned away, and the Wildcats will have their 6th block of the evening, and it's 17-11. Hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast, a presentation of TJ Broadcast Services. Will carry St. Kate's volleyball as well as basketball this season for you as Tebben misfires long. It's a service error. 4th of the night for St. Kate's. (17-12) score. Schwarzrock sets Cruiser left side, and she whiffed it. Just not the best set of the night for either team, and Cruiser came up empty-handed. It's just a 4-point set. It's tight, 17-13. Schwarzrock sets left side. Cruiser attacks. That's dug out by Severson. Left side try for Best. Dug out by Brownlee. Now Cruiser again. Best was there. Okamba left side. Now on second contact, nicely played by the setter, Schwarzrock. She goes over on second touch, and the sophomore from Hutchinson pushes the Wildcat League back to 5. It's 18-3. (18-13) score. Hitchcock back sets right side, kept alive. Flatness sends it back to the middle of the floor. Nice aggressive roll shot by Brownlee. She missed, but I see too many players settle for that easy roll shot. I like the way that Brownlee went after that thing. Be aggressive out of that back roll. Find your mark. And I really like that. I know that's something a lot of coaches preach. Let's be aggressive out of the back. Flatness swings away. That's dug out and sent back over on an overpass. Here comes Pepper as some of the more veteran players coming back in to try to put away this second set. Pepper for Schwarzrock. Now here comes McKenzie again, and she's got the kill. So Pepper re-enters the match and gets her 4th kill. It's 19-14. And Cruiser will serve. Cruiser at the service line, knuckling serve. Severson better pass than we saw earlier on. Here comes Best charging. Cruiser with a nice dig, and she'll rip it out of that back row. Dug out by Hitchcock. Now Makamba sets left side. Best swings and scores. Bethany Best, her 5th kill And that leads all scorers in tonight's match. Pepper right on her heels with her 4 kills, has done it on fewer swings than Best has required to get to her 5, but 19-15 your new score. Galtieri back to the service line. Schwarzrock or Brownlee, and she whistles one long. It's out of bounds. Out 19-16. Brownlee still stuck on just that 1 kill. Altieri had a good run at the service line. Now Brownlee. Latness was there. Brownlee will take another crack at it, hoping the second time is a charm, and it is. Bailey Brownlee has her 2nd kill. It's 20-16. Mentioned on this roster, Nevada, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, New York, and New Mexico represented for Northland. They've struggled this season. Tebben swung away. Makaba, nice job to redirect that one, and she's got a little strut heading back to the huddle. She's got her first kill. Trims the lead to 20-17, and she's ready to serve it. Wildcats on their heels, leading by 3. They won the first set 25-8. This one much closer. Pepper attacks while Thierry is there to dig it out. Hitchcock sets left side. Brownlee the dig. Schwarzrock straight up for Pepper. They're riding that hot hand of Pepper. Joust at the net. Schwarzrock resets. Pepper again, right side, and she kills it. Nice shot by Mackenzie Pepper. She now is matched best with her 5 kills. And a timeout on the floor. Northland takes a timeout. And a reminder, check out Shapko Printing, full-service print solution provider providing the highest quality print communications reliably and consistently for customers across the globe. Shapko has received numerous awards from a variety of prestigious organizations. They're located at 1109 Zane Avenue North in Minneapolis. It's a 21-17 lead. Wildcats on top. You're listening to St. Kate's Volleyball from St. Paul. Out of the LumberJill timeout, Wildcats lead 21-17, and I'm sure Kim Falkenhagen in that huddle, her 5th season, was telling her team, we've got right now to put our line in the sand and dig our heels in and make one last stand, because if the Wildcats get too much further ahead, that lead will be insurmountable. They're just 4 points away from taking a 2-0 lead. Hitchcock sets left side. And it was touched at the net, so a kill for Nora Hagen, her first. And it's 21-18, a little too close for comfort for St. Kate's when you win that first one, 25-8. 21-18 feels awfully tight. Everson serves, here we go. Seth works it in for Schwarzrock. Kish roll shot out of the back row is all the Wildcats can muster. Hancock back sets right side, and a kill there and a smile for Justine Litherland. She's had a tough go in this one up until that point, but that was a very clean in-system point off of that back set from Hannah Hitchcock. You can see those two have a good rapport between each other. And a best swing of the night for Litherland makes it just a 2-point set. Short serve, setting middle, Schwarzrock. Tebben couldn't put it down. Swung away by Nora Hagen. Wildcats dig that one out. Left side try. Brownlee, that's dug out. Hitchcock sets middle. Wildcats are there. They'll try Brownlee once more off of that left side. Galtieri digs. Hitchcock goes over on second contact. Wildcats were ready for it. Again, it's Brownlee. That's dug out nicely. It's our best point of the night at 21-19. Brownlee again, and that time she got it done. Brownlee gets it done. Easily the best played point of the night for either team, 22-19. Best rally, I should at least say. The lead is 3 for St. Kate's, and Brownlee ready to serve with her team up 3. Good low lining serve that Hitchcock has to chase down. Underhanded tip shot by Hagen just to get it over. They'll set cruiser left side. Sent back over, bumped over nicely by Hitchcock, and a whiff by Schwarzrock. She went up and had a notion to take a big swing at it. Missed it once, but did hit it with the tips of her finger, and when she went up with the other arm to kind of swat it back over, that try was denied as well. So 22-20. Now your score, Wildcats clinging on to that 2-point lead, and it's going to be a service ace at a good time for Northland. The 4th service ace of the night for the LumberJills. And the Wildcats will send in a sub. Brownlee will give way to Nelson. Nelson a bit of a upgrade defensively in the serve-receive game. Brownlee's had a nice night, though, offensively. It's a 1-point game, 22-21. They'll serve it away from Nelson. Instead, try Kish. Schwarzrock sets Tebben, and she got blocked. Oh, we're all tied up. She got blocked by Litherland at best. 3rd block of the night for Northland, and the Wildcats have to take a timeout. They've seen Northland charge back to tie this thing up 22-22 in set number 2. We'll play first to 25. Got to win it by 2 when we come back on tjsportsonline.net. Well, here we go. We're back in out of that timeout. Northland and St. Kate's tied at 22 apiece here in this second set. And out of the timeout, Todd Nelson put Northland on ice, and they missed with the service error. That is their 5th of the night, and it puts the Wildcats on top 23-22. Poor timing on the service error that time for Northland. It gives the Wildcats this lead late in this second set. Hitchcock goes way up, back setting that right side. It was tapped over by Litherland. Now into the middle. Flatness scores back-to-back points for St. Kate's. Flatness has her 4th kill of the night, and it's set point. Northland will take their 2nd timeout. The Wildcats still have 1 left. The LumberJills use their 2nd. 24-22 your score in the 2nd set. You're listening to Wildcat Volleyball. Will give me back out of that 2nd timeout for Northland College. They're on the ropes in the 2nd set, as the Wildcats have it at set point, and they will send back Victoria Sweetley, the freshman out of Fernando, Minnesota. Her 1st appearance of the night, serving in a big spot in set point. Hitchcock chases down for Northland. Best tip shot. Flatness kept it alive. This one will go into the back row. Nice heavy swing there by Nelson. And on the slide, Northland couldn't put it down with Litherland. St. Kate's goes back to Nelson. Hitchcock resets. They'll try Best, their best player, on the left side. And she nearly kept Northland alive. Instead, it was sent back over. The Wildcats win the 2nd game. Nice big roar from the crowd as St. Kate's wins a closer 2nd set, 25-22. We'll break it from St. Paul. The Wildcats go for the sweep when we come back. Northland will try to force a 4th set. It was a close one, but the Wildcats get it done in the clutch. They lead 2-0 from the Butler Center in St. Paul. You're listening to Wildcat Athletics. Welcome you back in here to St. Paul and the Butler Center. Jimmy John's, 60 locations across the metro to serve you with gourmet sandwiches delivered freaky fresh and freaky fast. They also cater large parties as well as small. Check them out, jimmyjohns.com. For their menu, it's the third set with the Wildcats up 2-0. Best hacking away for Northland. Kish will set up Nelson in her back row try, and she missed wide. Good look at it by Nelson. The stats from the second set, Northland hits at a negative 0.26. St. Kate's hits 109 after hitting a very healthy 429 in the first set. So on the match, St. Kate's hitting 209 on the evening. Nice shot. Left-handed shot by Flatness out of the middle. Check that. That was Brewer. That was Brewer's first kill of the night. Flatness with 4, Brewer with 1. Brewer averaging just over 1 kill per set. We're tied up at a point apiece here in the first set. From St. Paul, it's Oseth at the service line. Back spinning serve worked ahead for Hitchcock. They'll set the right side, Litherland, and they're going to say the Wildcats carried it with Schwarzrock out of that back row. Tonight's Wildcat of the night is Kelly Brewer, the middle blocker out of St. Paul. She's a psychology major, and her favorite pro sports team, the Green Bay Packers, and favorite athlete, no surprise, Aaron Rodgers. They'll be here on Sunday to take on the Vikings at US Bank Stadium. That one's out of bounds, hitting air, ties us at 2 apiece. And then in some, I don't know, what is it, like 100 days, 150 days, the Super Bowl is here? It's got to be like 100 days out at US Bank Stadium. Vikings are hoping that they'll be there. Hitting air right into the net by Hoosie. And so Brewer and her 33 service aces on the season goes back to the service line with the Wildcats up 3-2. Mokamba left side through the block, but dug out of the back row nicely. They'll back set the right side, and that came down in bounds. It looked for sure like Carmen had the kill, but the dig came around the right side of the antenna and just fell inside of the stripe. So we're tied at 3-3. Altieri back at the service line for Northland. Tebben back towards the middle, nicely bumped over by St. Kate's. They'll put it in the middle. Wildcats are there to block that one. Not a great point as we go back and forth. Schwarzrock for Nelson. Altieri there to dig it out. Second contact try, dug out by Oseth. Now Nelson, left side. She scores. Yes, nicely done for Emma Nelson. She's right about on her season average, 1.5 kills per set. She has 2. 4-3 lead for St. Kate's. I want to make sure to thank Athletics Director Eric Stacy, as well as our friend from Athletic Communications, Kelsey Whaley, for all of her hard work in trying to make us sound smart. It's an unenviable task for Kelsey, to be sure, but she always comes with such great information as Nelson goes back-to-back. She has her 3rd kill. Wildcats lead at 5-3, already leading 2-0. Newman back to serve, and forced a poor pass, but Mokamba's going to get a rip at it out of the back row. Offset there to dig it out. Schwarzrock pops it up for Nelson, left side. Roll shot dug out. Mokamba picks it off of the scorer's table, but Nelson's right there to finish it off. It's the 3rd kill of this 3rd set for Nelson, and it's a 6-3 lead for St. Kate's. Loeffler Companies offers efficiency, flexibility, productivity, and speed, as well as quality for all your office technology and service needs. Copiers, printers, print solutions, phone systems, IT solutions, and much more. Contact Loeffler to learn more. Servicing the Twin Cities, St. Cloud, and Northfield areas, as well as western Wisconsin. Newman serving for St. Kate's. Mokamba. Roll shot Galtieri. Handled easily by St. Kate's, leading by 4. Schwarzrock set Tebben, and they weren't on the same page as Tebben came up empty-handed. 7-4, the new score in this 3rd set. Engineers, we got 2 of them tonight. Tom Witchin's here hanging out. Glenn Thompson as well, making us look good tonight from the Butler Center. Actually, the Wildcats are doing the hard part. Nelson attacks and misses long. No touch at the net. Northland College, the LumberJills, Navy, trimmed in orange and white, working left to right. Wildcats the home whites with purple numerals trimmed in yellow, both team, and the black trunks as well. 7-6 new score. And Wildcats take their first timeout. Let's do the same. Let's reset. It's the third set. Wildcats leading 7-6. It's a 1-point set. Wildcats hoping for a sweep. Seven to 6 score. Matt Nelson back with you on TJSportsOnline.net. Wildcats are off for a week after tonight. They'll host Carleton next Friday night in MIAC matchup between two teams right currently below 500 in conference play. 7 to 6. Northland with that long road trip back home ahead of them. That's why we started at 6 o'clock tonight. Serving, hoping to tie this thing up at 7 apiece, but Nelson has other thoughts. That one's dug out. Sent back over by Wiegert. Schwarzrock for Nelson. She sizzled one right past the block. It was dug out nicely out of the back row. Schwarzrock goes for the slide to the right side and gets the kill there. It's Aaron Tebbins' second. The freshman scores her second kill. It's 8 to 6. Nelson back to serve. And Nelson low lining serve for Wiegert. She'll back set the right side through the block. Kish was able to get enough on it, and Baker mishit it. Haven't heard a lot from Peyton Baker. Maybe getting a little rest tonight against Northland. 8 to 7. Wiegert comes out. Hitchcock comes back in. And Severson serves. Baker. Severson is there to dig it out. Hitchcock sets tightly to the net. Couldn't pull it out of the net. She thought the Wildcats were in the net. The official says they had that much space to clear them from it. 9-7 your score. Twin Cities Orthopedics, a full spectrum of orthopedic care to individuals suffering sports-related problems and injuries. Their doctors, team physicians for St. Kate's, Augsburg, Hamlin, and others. Check out TCOMN.com. Proud supporter of Wildcat Sports. Great dig by Nelson. Kish is there to keep it alive. Nice effort as Galtieri chases one out. She's had a tough night back there. That one would have been out, and she retreated, but you get a little gun shy after two of them fall inside. That time the Wildcats kill it. Peyton Baker off of the left side. It's 10 to 7. The Wildcats are the first to double digits. You know, I give Northland a ton of credit. They've had a tough season. They were blown out in the first set, but they've really collected themselves nicely and have played much better in the second and third sets. There's just no doubt about it. Higher effort. This time, though, a misfire. Nora Hagen couldn't come up with it, and it puts the Wildcats on top by 4. Kish ready to serve the Wildcats libero. Short serve, picked out, and Hitchcock carried it. It's an ace for Kish. That's ace number 8 tonight for the Wildcats. They lead at 12 to 7. Kish short serve again, and back-to-back aces. 9 tonight for St. Kate's. They lead 13-7. It forces a Northland College timeout. The LumberJills look to recollect themselves, trying to force this fourth set when we come back from St. Paul. Right now, St. Kate's 13, Northland College 7. TJ Sports Online coverage is back from St. Catherine University in the Butler Center Gym. 13-7 score in this third set with St. Kate's up 2-0. Kish on a good run at the service line. Hagen blocked, kept alive. And nobody's home. Mokamba can't chase it down, and the Wildcats run continues. It's 14-7. Transporting Wildcat athletes is in the capable hands of Northfield Lines. They're dedicated to ensuring that your travel experience is a positive one. Call to request a quote or to make a reservation at 888-670-8068. 14-7 score. Schwarzrock sets Baker. She was turned away. And no block called. They're going to call that was a hitting error for Baker. And 14-8 now your new score. The LumberJills, they need to get on a run. That's one thing they haven't been able to do tonight. They've had some good stretches of good volleyball, but they haven't gotten on any long runs. Schwarzrock into the middle. Good dig out of the back row by Severson. Now Kish with one of her own. Schwarzrock sets left side. Baker hammers away. Severson was there. Hitchcock goes straight up with it. Mokamba over the net. Worked ahead Kish for Schwarzrock into the middle. And a kill there for Kelly Brewer. Brewer has her second. It's a 15-8 match. Newman goes out, and Emily Carmen comes in. Schwarzrock will head back to serve. Midwest Vending, give them a call. 952-700-1990. All your vending needs. Hey, Schwarzrock, the 10th of the night for St. Kate's. It's 16-8. (25-8) the final score in set number one. 25-22 in the second set, and right now the Wildcats in command at 15-8. Best attacks. That's dug out by Schwarzrock. Now Kish for Carmen. She was blocked. They'll reset and try Baker on the left side. Severson is there to dig that one out. Best one more try, and she goes long. Hitting error makes it 16-8. Wildcats up by 8. Pardon me, 17-8 now. Wildcats by 9. Public school math, as they say. 17-8 and a service error. That one flies long on the Wildcats. Their 5th error against the 10 aces. You'll take that ratio every day of the week. Wildcats remaining schedule. There are some wins to be had in the MIAC. Carleton, Hamlin, and Concordia, all winnable games. St. Thomas will be tough. Ish for Schwarzrock. She sets left side. Carmen bombs away. Dug out of the back row. Now Schwarzrock again for Kelly Brewer, who has come on late. She has her 3rd kill. It's 18-9. Baker out. Osseth in as a serving specialist. Osseth, the senior from Wanamingo. 2.5 digs per set this season. This is her senior season. Hitchcock sets right side, and that's going to be out of bounds. Litherland misses wide, and it's a 10-point lead for St. Kate's, 19-9. Mention all that non-conference action going on in volleyball as the Wildcats get a fortunate bounce and a service ace. Tomorrow in volleyball, more of the same. Everything non-conference. River Falls hosting St. Mary's. Hamlin hosting Stout. Bethel on the road taking on St. Lawrence. McAllister taking on North Central. St. Mary's against Whitewater, and Bethel against Wisconsin Oshkosh. Luther against St. Ben's. McAllister hosting Emus. 20-9. Lead for St. Kate's. Best has had a good night, and she keeps on with her solid night. 6 kills for Best. But the Wildcats still have a hammerlock on this match. 20-10 lead in this third set, leading 2-0. Hope you have some fun plans for the weekend ahead. Volleyball, football, maybe a hayride, haunted hayride. Friday the 13th after all. And a kill out of the middle. Nice. It's Kaylee Peedle with the kill. Freshman out of Bram, Minnesota. 21-10 now. The lead is 11. Best attacks, nice shot. Boy, Shoresrock and Osseth, no match for Bethany Best. And that was one of her finest tries of the night. 21-11 score. Altieri back to serve with her team down by 10. About an hour 6 into this match from St. Paul. Shoresrock back sets Carmen. Dug out by Severson. Mokamba, right side try through the block, dug out. Shoresrock got it to the left side, but miss hit on that side by Victoria Sweely. That was the third hit. I think I saw what she was trying to do, redirect it, keep it on this side of the antenna, and just try to ride that tape in hopes that it falls down going the other way, but higher percentage shot there on that third hit might have gotten the job done. Sweely again loads and fires, but before that, 2 hits called. Sweely, 5'9", pin hitter by trade. And the Wildcats lead at 21-13. Sweely will get a crack at it through the tape, dug out of the back row. Now the left side try. That's handled. Sweely is there. Right side, Carmen way over, but touched at the net. So it's 22-13. Carmen out, Newman in, she'll serve. Todd Nelson in his first season of this rebuild for St. Kate's. Recruiting and player development will be the hallmarks of this program. And Newman has yet another ace to her name, 11 on the night for St. Kate's. 23-13 the new score. Set number 3, and the Wildcats on their way to a sweep. Newman that time, mid-heavy on it. And the 6th error of the night for St. Kate's, 23-14. Ashley Mokamba, junior out of Blaine, back to serve. Low lining serve, good one. Newman underneath it, sets, bumped over and killed by Shoresrock, who's getting a chance to play a little bit as the pin hitter in that rotation. So that's kind of fun. Gets a little wry smile out of Shoresrock. And with the game on the line, it's match point. And Victoria Sweely will be called upon to serve. Here she comes. Good serve, Galtieri. Nice pass ahead. Through the block, kept alive out of the middle by Tebben. Now Newman sets left side. Baker couldn't get it down, sent back over. And Newman and Sweely couldn't handle it in the back row. Northland stays alive, 24-15. They would need 9 in a row to force extra points in this third set. Everston serves. Newman sets left side. Baker trying to send us home. Dug out by Galtieri. Now left side try. That's dug out nicely by Sweely. Gish works it ahead for Baker. That's dug out into the middle. And a kill there for Justine Litherland. Litherland has her third. The Wildcats tonight have been led by Mackenzie Pepper and her 5 kills in limited time. Best leads all attackers with her 7 kills. Still match point. Sweely, nice pass for Newman into the middle. Dugout Mokamba was there. Left side try blocked, kept alive. Galtieri sends it back for Mokamba. Wildcats can put it away here. Newman, left side Baker, goes to the tip and scores. Wildcats win. Hayden Baker sends us home, 25-26, the final score in this third set. Wildcats win the first set 25-8, the second set 25-22, and the third set 25-16. Bethany Best leads all scores with 7 kills. Of another big thanks to Kelsey Willie as well as Athletics Director Eric Stacy as the Wildcats snap a losing streak and improve their record to 9-12 on the season, 1-6 in MIAC play, but some winnable matches ahead with the likes of Carleton, Hamlin, and Concordia remaining on the schedule. For Northland College, they fall to 6-15 overall and 3-8 in the UMAC. Our engineer tonight, the best in the business, Glenn Thompson, as well as Tom Witchin in the house. Thank them for everything that they do for our broadcast all season long. And one last time as well, we thank the sponsors of Wildcat Athletics, and that's Northfield Lions, Twin Cities Orthopedics, Universal Athletics, Midwest Vending, Best Western in Bloomington, Cone Elevators and Escalators, Klein Nissan, U.S. Bank, Jimmy John's, Loeffler Business Solutions, McGough Construction, Shapko Printing, the Hickey family, Eckberg and Lammers, attorneys at law. The DLR Group, Daddy and Gardner, attorneys at law. E&E Masonry, the Newman family, Becker Floors, ProTech Design, and Munchies Frozen Yogurt, Goodmanson Construction, the Opus Group, People's Electric Co-op, and the Rhine Company, and a partridge in a pear tree. We thank you all for your support of Wildcat Athletics. Nice win tonight. The Wildcats sweep the LumberJills from St. Paul. We hope you have a great rest of the weekend. For Glenn Thompson and Tom Witch and I'm Matt Nelson signing off from St. Paul as the Wildcats win. Go Cats!